Now, look, this automatic rematch, look, because there's go ahead, let's just jump on the Aljamain Sterling thing as well as the Izzy thing, right? There's times where it's warranted, John. We thought with Izzy in the Alex Pereira fight, we thought it was warranted. He's been long-standing champion. He was winning that fight up until he got caught in the 5th round. If anyone deserved an automatic rematch, Izzy did.
Yes.
Wins one fight after he comes back and he beats Alex the second fight.
No, he doesn't. He wins the title.
He wins the title back.
But then in defending it
against Sean Strickland, he gets 50-45. I mean, you could say 50. He could say 50-44 and
49-46.
49-46.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, he lost almost every round.
Yep.
I don't think that warrants an automatic rematch. And not only that, but you lost won one, then lost. Like, it'd be different if that was your first loss. Okay, look, you had an off night. You could say that, I guess. But the way that Sean fought him, it made it more difficult for him to deal with.
Anytime you look and look, you got to be careful because there's differences in different levels, and this is the highest. But he's 1-2 in his last 3 fights.
Yeah,
it's not like when we're saying that he deserves that shot at Alex after losing that title. He was 1 in 8 fights he had between Blachowicz, maybe 7 fights. So he was 7-1. There's a difference there. And it's just showing that, this is what happens in fighting is, you can be that dominant guy. And, some guys are completely dominant for so long, Anderson Silva, but there comes that point where, and I'm not saying that's where Izzy's at, but you're going to reach that crest. And there's only one direction once you've reached the crest. Yeah. And it happens to everyone. You start to go downhill. Now, that downhill can go very slow, and you maintain being the very best, but you're still not as good as you once were. Yep. And I'm not saying that Izzy's there, but that happens to everyone, and it's, that's just part of fighting. You got to fight your way through those things.
Well, I look at what Izzy's done, like what guys like John Jones have done. They've been they were able to be champion for a long time. And then when you get to that top, like you said, there's only one way to go, and that's down. And I look at Izzy, and I'm like, I tip my hat to you, bro, my man, because you came off the knockout loss to Alex. You came back and got it back. Beautifully done. But then now when you're fighting somebody like Sean Strickland, who most people, even myself, had said, just stylistically, I think he's a easy matchup for Izzy. Well, he proved me wrong. Sean Strickland proved me wrong. And after talking with Johnny Eblin, when we had him on our show last week or 2 weeks ago, he talked about all the things and all the issues that he had sparring with him and training with him several times. He's like, look, these are things that people just aren't prepared for until you get in there with him. So I gave Izzy a pass on the first one because he was the long-standing champion and he was winning the fight, and he got clipped in the 5th round after, not dominating, but winning the fight several rounds in the first fight. Then he comes back and wins. I'm like, okay, good. In this time around, no, he doesn't deserve a title shot. I don't believe he deserves a title shot. Go out there, fight somebody not being the champion. I bet you it's a load off, almost like how Kamaru Usman said, man, it's so nice not to have to train for 5 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, let me get a 3-round fight. Let me be normal for once. For after all these years.
And you've been there. Everyone that is top level wants to be the champ, and that's your goal. And you've got that target, and you're working towards that goal. But when you attain that goal, it's not as easy as people think, and it's a heavy load, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, and there's things that are expected of you, and it becomes, when you have it for like Kamaru Usman or Izzy, John Jones is remarkable, and I said it for years. Look, the only person that I know that can beat John Jones is John Jones, and he's come close. Let's just be honest, he's come close.
Almost been TKO'd,
but. He's remarkable in the fact that he's been able to continue to win. And you look at all of those championship fights in a row. It is an accomplishment that is hard for a lot of people to understand. But it's not easy holding that title. And a lot of times when a guy loses it, he doesn't want to lose it. But when he does, it's like, whew, pressure's off. Okay, that's all right to feel that way. Do you want to get back to that pressure? Or are you going to just say, I'm good?
Sometimes people are just good. I look at Kamaru. I look at Kamaru Usman, and nothing against him. I think that, like he said several times, it was like this weight off my shoulders. Just understand, like, man, I've been doing this. I've been the champ for so long. I've had so many title defenses. I've gotten ready for fights that potentially didn't happen that I was taught, that my manager and I were talking about with the promotion, that, hey, this is coming up. That happens all the time. They jump into camps, contracts aren't signed yet, and the next thing you know, boom, someone got hurt. Damn, no fight. Okay, we're going to push you to this fight now. So there's a lot of tension that comes along with that, not to mention all the media obligations. People just think that the fighters sit at home and just train and, like, they don't really do anything. No. When they're not,
they do if they're lucky.
Yeah, they're lucky. They're training on the road. If you're not training on the road, you're not getting any better. You're not able to even stay on track of what you are. And so to see what guys like Kamaru Usman did for so long, what Izzy did for so long, what John Jones has been doing forever, it's extremely impressive. Extremely impressive.
It is.
But then I saw the stuff that Aljo came out and said, like, if Izzy gets a rematch, then I should get a rematch also. I wouldn't disagree with those comments, but I don't think either one of you deserve a rematch. It's nothing against Aljo. I actually really do enjoy watching Aljo fight. I think he's dangerous. I think he's come a long way since his not this last loss, but the loss before that. He has developed so much better into a fighter, and just being more well-rounded, more patient, the way he hits his attacks, all of those things. He is phenomenal. All of those things. But in this scenario, if you get finished the way you got finished, and you've only defended the title, I think twice, correct? It was against Peter, against Peter Yan.
Well, you defended Peter after the disqualification win. TJ Dillashaw and Henry Cejudo.
Oh, that's right. And then the Henry fight. Okay. So those 3 fights. So, I mean, I get it. That's still against top level competition. Top level.
Pretty good.
Those are some of the best ever to do it.
It's pretty
good. But it wasn't, I think, just given how Sean O'Malley was able to dispatch him, it was a bad look. There seemed like there needs to be some stuff worked on. If I'm a promoter, I'm going, okay, look, you didn't seem comfortable in there. The speed, the reach, the range, you need to go back to the drawing board. I don't want you to go out there, get an automatic loss, and now you're not coming back to the title for years. I'm not giving you an automatic title shot in years. So you're going to have to work your way back. Maybe Sean loses by then. Who knows? But I look at it a couple different ways. If I look at it from a promoter standpoint, you didn't look comfortable out there at all. This is your game. It's not like Aljo is known just to be really dynamic on the feet so he can stand there and trade with them now. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board and work on a couple different details to get this fight to the ground against someone like Sean O'Malley. Styles make matchups. I'm not knocking Aljo at all.
That's it. That is exactly what it is. You could go through, a litany of incredible talent and get win after win after win, but there's going to be that one guy, his style is tough for you. Just, the way he fights, the length of what he, fights at the range and everything. He just does things that are difficult for you to deal with. And that might be that way. It might be that, Sterling just had a bad night too.
This is true.
Could be.
I guess to wrap this up is this automatic rematch thing is getting a little out of hand. It shouldn't always be that way. Now, granted, we've had people like Valentino who were long-standing champions, and the way she lost, she got caught. She was kind of winning the fight. Izzy, first fight, long-standing champion, was winning the fight, got caught in the 5th round. Those are the times when you should start saying automatic rematch. I disagreed with the Rose Namajunas automatic rematch with Wei Lee. I don't believe that. That's that fight. You got knocked out in the first round. Like I didn't understand it. I was like, why are you giving her? That was her second title defense, or first, I believe. I think it was her second. I didn't agree with it. And then
I didn't either.
So like those are the scenarios where we're talking about automatic rematches. They don't seem like they belong. But we'll see what happens. I don't think Izzy's going to get the automatic rematch. I could see them maybe having him fight Khamzat or have him fight the winner of Khamzat and Paulo Costa,
Paulo.
or have him fight Duplessis, but basically without a title. That would be crazy because that would be crazy. There's a bunch of conspiracy theories going around as well that the UFC wants to get Izzy back before UFC 300 because they really want to try to make him, because he is a big sell. They want to try to put him as the main event or put him there at the top of that thing. I don't know. That people were talking about it. I saw some news articles people talking about they're really trying to make a push for Izzy because he is a big seller.
100% agree. Okay.